Hey, what's happening, DC Guy? Me, the DC Guy01. Welcome to this week's Versus episode on the Walkthrough channel. This week, it's the man, Becky Lynch, against Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Now, if you haven't been following WWE for the past week, you may be thinking, wait a minute, Ronda doesn't wrestle for WWE anymore. She's been gone for the last, 2 years. Well, you're in for a surprise. First of all, we'll talk about birthdays. Becky and Ronda literally were the only two who had birthdays this week. Becky had her birthday on January 30th. She turned 35. And Ronda had her birthday February 1st, and she also turned 35. So, they're exactly the same age. And it's funny because whenever I do this matchup, I always think of that one comment that I got, which I read in the reading your comments comments video I did, where someone posted a comment on the video where I played as Ronda, and so she beat Becky, and they were like, it's like, this sucks, Becky should have won. But literally the week before, I did the same match, only I played as Becky. So Becky won. So it was funny because I guess when I did it, that was what, 1 or 2 years ago? Yeah, probably 2 years ago. The way the birthdays fell, I made the video after Becky's but before Ronda's. So I did the same matchup 2 weeks in a row, just switched who I was playing as. Alright, let's begin with the Royal Rumble. So Edge and Beth Phoenix beat The Miz and Maurice. Becky Lynch beat Piper Niven to retain the Raw Women's Championship. In the match between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, Seth got Reigns disqualified, which allowed him to retain. Seth actually also came out in his Shield gear as part of kind of continuing the whole thing of bringing up their past. And I still find it kind of funny that WWE is actually willing to acknowledge the Shield, after Dean Ambrose left. In the WWE Championship match between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns attacked Brock after the referee got knocked out, which allowed Lashley to set up for a spear to beat Brock in order to retain. We had the Women's Royal Rumble, which included returns from the Bella Twins, Lita, Impact Women's Champion Mickie James, which I'm so shocked that they're not only acknowledging that she's in TNA or their champion, but saying it by name and basically using it as part of the promotion. And the biggest shock of the night was the return of Ronda Rousey, who went on to win the Women's Royal Rumble. That's very Ronda of her. She pulled a Brock Lesnar, show up, win. Show up after not being there for a year or two, and then win one of the biggest matches of the year. Right. So yes, Ronda's back in WWE. And it's going to WrestleMania, of course. Speaking of Brock Lesnar and the Men's Royal Rumble, which featured appearances from Bad Bunny, Johnny Knoxville, and two big returns. The return of Shane McMahon and the Beast, and then the Beast Brock Lesnar, after losing to Bobby Lashley, made his entrance at number 30, and of course, won. So, again, just like Brock Lesnar, entering a match that you had no business being in and winning. So we got Ronda and Brock going to WrestleMania. And speaking of Shane McMahon, yeah, it was a big deal for him to kind of, show up at the Rumble. I mean, I think that was one thing that really no one saw coming. So yeah, Shane returns at the Rumble, and then literally like a day or two later, it's announced that WWE has released Shane McMahon. Yeah, Shane got fired by his dad. What a weird family. Apparently it was due to Shane being Shane backstage politicking and like changing certain things about his Royal Rumble appearance like the night of, and basically getting involved in creative. And apparently that upset Vince enough to have him fired. So that's when you know kind of Vince is kind of losing it, when he's firing his own son. And the thing is, apparently also part of it was kind of backstage stuff. People didn't like that Shane was getting involved in the Royal Rumble, which, is understandable. But I don't know if it was worth having him fired over. I mean, as long as you didn't put him in like any big storylines, it was just like a one-night thing. Alright. Alright, let's get into Raw. Adam Pearce came out to make the WWE title match for Elimination Chamber. Putting basically Bobby Lashley came out, confronted Adam Pearce. Basically, Pearce said that Bobby Lashley will have to defend the WWE Championship inside the Elimination Chamber, meaning he'll be a part of it. So Lashley came out to confront Pearce, which brought out Brock Lesnar to confront Lashley. So you're thinking, oh, he's gonna cash in his, WrestleMania, title shot on Bobby Lashley. Nope. He came out, challenged Reigns for WrestleMania, and then challenged Lashley for Elimination Chamber. The plan being that he beats Lashley in Elimination Chamber to win the WWE Championship, and then beats Reigns at WrestleMania to become Universal Champion. So he holds both at the same time. And then Adam Pearce likes the idea and puts Brock Lesnar in the Elimination Chamber match against Lashley. And then most of the matches for the rest of the night were basically just about filling the rest of the Elimination Chamber participants, which I feel like was kind of a wasted opportunity. I feel like you could have spread that out over the month, kind of create intrigue of who gets in. Like you set up all the matches, like where you announce all the matches this week, and then you let them happen throughout the rest of the week, because now you're kind of short on matches you can do. I don't know. I'm not a booker. Rhea Ripley beat Nikki Cross. The Miz beat Dominic Mysterio. Get off me. Here we go. Ow. Oh, no, you don't. Get off my... I've been playing 2K19 a lot, so I'm getting the buttons mixed up. I try to hit Y to do the signature, and I'm hitting the right trigger to do reversal, so yeah, that's why I'm not doing that well. Let's see. Austin Theory beat Kevin Owens to enter the Elimination Chamber, which is kind of upsetting. It would have been nice to see Owens in that match. Ow. Uh-oh. Nope. Hey. Get off my... No. Here we go. Yeah, get out here. Ooh. Ate it. Angelo Dawkins beat Dolph Ziggler. Matt Riddle beat Otis to enter the Elimination Chamber. Bianca Belair beat Carmella. AJ Styles beat Rey Mysterio to enter the Elimination Chamber. Making the Elimination Chamber match. Oh, and earlier in the night, Seth Rollins announced that he would be entering. Yeah, he didn't even have to do a match to enter. He just entered. So, the Elimination Chamber match is Lashley, the WWE Champion, defending against Lesnar. Defending against Lesnar. AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, Austin Theory, and Matt Riddle. So Ronda Rousey came out, making her first appearance on Raw in, 2 years? Becky Lynch confronted Ronda, basically wanting an answer to her challenge immediately. Ronda takes down Becky with an arm drag and says she will announce her decision on who she will face on SmackDown. So Ronda walks off, Becky's still in the ring, and then Lita comes out and challenges Lynch for Elimination Chamber for the Raw Women's title, and Lynch accepts. So we're going to get Becky Lynch versus Lita, the two redheads of WWE Women's Wrestling. And that was the final segment of the night. So we've got like 3 title matches confirmed. We got the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship, the WrestleMania match for the Universal Championship, and now the Raw Women's Championship match. Ow, ow, ow. Then the Raw Women's Championship match for Elimination Chamber. What are my other signatures? This armor. Okay, it's just the Exploder Suplex. Here we go. Alright, let's get into SmackDown. So, Roman Reigns and the Usos and Paul Heyman were out. Yeah, Paul Heyman joined Roman Reigns again. He left Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble and rejoined with Reigns. Of course he did. So they're out there, and then Goldberg comes out and challenges Roman Reigns for the Elimination Chamber for the Universal Championship. Out of nowhere. Like an RKO. Man, WWE love bringing back Goldberg out of nowhere and have him challenge for titles, doesn't he? Don't they? Ricochet beat Ridge Holland, and then Sheamus and Ridge Holland beat Cesaro and Ricochet in a tag match immediately afterwards. Jey Uso beat Eric. Aaliyah beat Natalya by a countout. Shinsuke Nakamura beat Jinder Mahal, setting up a future match between him and Sami Zayn. Kofi Kingston and Big E beat Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. And in the final segment of the night, Ronda Rousey confronted Sonya Deville and Charlotte Flair. Flair had just suggested that Ronda challenge Becky, make it a battle of the moms. This brought out Ronda, who challenged Charlotte for WrestleMania, and then Sonya Deville tried to take a cheap shot at Ronda, tried to attack her from behind. Ronda took out Deville and made her tap out while staring down Charlotte Flair to close out the show. Ooh. I should have pinned her. Dang it. Should have done the pinning combination. Yeah. I want her to lose her resiliency. So now, I can go for the disarmer. Yeah, that's not happening. You can tell right away, like, if they're gonna let you do it at that point or not. Powerbomb. Oh. Ooh. She did. Look at her neck. She's like, what just happened? You alright, Ronda? Your legs look kind of twisted. She's like holding herself up on her elbow, like, oh, that hurt. Ooh. Into the ropes you go. Ref, get out of the way. Exploder suplex. Alright, here we go. One more manhandle slam. Pinner. It's over. And that's it for Raw and SmackDown and the Royal Rumble. So, we already know who's challenging, that Brock's going to challenge Reigns at WrestleMania, and we know that Ronda is challenging Charlotte at WrestleMania, and we have pretty much all the Elimination Chamber championship matches set. Except for SmackDown. I don't know who Charlotte's facing. I don't know who she's facing at Elimination Chamber. It's only fitting that Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey had a match as grueling as this. What a battle. Well, that's it for this week's first episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and make new videos all the time. Stay tuned next week for next week's Versus and the next part of our LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga walkthrough. We just started episode 5, and next week we'll be doing Escape from Echo Base. Hope you guys enjoyed. Guy01 and the man Becky Lynch signing out. Bye guys.